Hello and welcome guys to another Hunternet update stream. This is Fernando Z. Last week's update was postponed till this week because of performance issues, but I'm happy to announce that performance is now better than ever. The performance issue I ran into last week helped me find some new areas to optimize, having to do with VFX, but other things as well. And you should all notice that the graphics performance is either as good as it's been before or faster than before, depending on your graphics hardware, of course. But the main thing in this week's update that I want to show off are the first integration of Yvonne's new Impact VFX. Yvonne is one of the two guys primarily responsible for Hunternet's visual style, him and Box. And he's been doing all this awesome VFX for us. Yeah, you've seen it before with the weapons VFX, with the new thruster VFX, and now we have Impact VFX. This is the VFX that shows when you shoot things or when you crash into things. And I'm going to use Belgrade here to demo it real quick. Since we're in a refit break, he won't blow up, but I'm going to target him. And you're going to see you'll see these new shield impact effects, and you'll see where the projectile penetrates the shield. You're gonna see a hull effect, and then that effect is gonna change also depending on the weapon type. And I'm gonna try one that's a little bit more different. And you can hear this one for the wrong button. This one for the heavy cannon. You can see that's different than, for example, this one for the Vulcan. There you go. And if Belgrade, if you go over to this carrier over here, where my nose is pointing, where I'm shooting right now, you'll see also if you shoot at, you shoot at the carriers or the asteroids, you also see the weapon impact there. But if you ram your ship into there, so we can capture what it looks like when you crash into it. See that you get an impact VFX and crash into QD also. You guys crash into each other. Maybe one of you stand still, another one crash into the other guy. That'll be easier. There we go. And you also get nice impact effects when you crash into each other. The other thing, I'm gonna switch to the enemy team real quick. You'll notice that depending on whether I'm hitting his strong shields or his weak shields, the impact effect is going to vary a little bit. So here's a shield to his soft underbelly. Alright, you see this kind of reddish shield effect, and you get more hull impact because it's doing more damage. If I hit him in the nose where his shields are stronger, then it's this more yellowish, orangey shield impact. But once his shields go down, you see the stronger one. So the other thing that was changed along with these updates, and this is a test, but I got rid of the old impact alarm sound effect that we were getting before, because now you can just look for the impact, and plus I made the impact sounds, which are currently placeholders, actual like sound of your impact hitting the enemy, a little bit more prominent in the soundscape, so you can listen to that or look at the visual effects to see if your hits are confirming. I think that's much more. It brings you much more into what's happening outside your cockpit, and I think well, I'm sure it'll take some getting used to, not having the little bing 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 sound when you hit them with your weapons. I feel this fits more Hunternet sort of theme and aesthetics. You still will get the hit confirm sounds for your long range missiles and your short range missiles, because those not being fixed weapons, a lot of times those hits are happening, for example, with SRMs when the opponent is off camera. Or with the long-range missiles, they're so far away that it can be a little bit difficult to tell if something was a near miss or an actual hit. So for those, you'll still get the same sound effects as before. But for all your fixed weapons, you're going to have to, keep an eye on your opponent and use your Mark 1 eyeball to see if you're hitting, and then rely on your ears as well, as you've always done, to see if you hit them. Let me refit the break. The repair effects also using the new system. And those same effects also, of course, affect you when you get hit in first person. So Belgrade, I'm flying towards you. Shoot me in the near the cockpit area so the guys watching the stream can see what it looks like. And all these effects also work really nicely in VR. And they're tuned so that under normal combat scenarios, yeah, you'll notice you're getting hit, but they're not going to completely blind you either. So there you go, right? This is the worst case scenario when I'm flying straight at them. And they're all hitting me right in the nose. Right now, hit me in the nose here, you're missing. There you go. Alright. And here is in third person. Show me some more. Yeah. So it's pretty cool. And there's some other more minor things. One I will highlight is stop firing for a second. Let me see what happened. The Antonio sent me some new Vulcan sounds. I didn't have time to integrate them yet into this week's update, but I did make a small change myself before that. The Vulcan sound, the external sound. Oh wait, is this the wrong? Did I forget to switch it back? This might be actually this might be his yeah, this is one actually one of Antonio's new test sounds are in here. I had a different test sound I made myself, but the external sounds when people fire their Vulcans at you are this new placeholder, or not this new placeholder, this new test sound. What I'm actually planning on doing is basically have 2 levels of external sounds. One for external sounds for people who are a threat to you, they're within weapons range. Those are going to be a little bit more prominent. And then another version of those sounds for further away sounds, like a battle that's happening in distance, to give you a better sense of, you know, what's happening around you, and also just to make the soundscape more exciting and interesting. But yeah, so expect more updates to the Vulcan test sounds in the next update. But that's it for this week's update, guys. Let's introduce the new guy, Steg Analysis. This is his first time joining the playtest. And as always, we like to do a little duel, hey, Steg Analysis, with the new guy. So I'm going to switch this to a free-for-all. Turn on stop refit, repair on kill. Steg Analysis, I'm going to switch to a different map where it's easier to find you. Let's go to this map. I like this map for dueling. In the center of the map, hey, La North. Good to see you, mate. Above the center of the map, above the rings, there's a big cluster of asteroids. Between the 2 carriers. Yeah. Meet me there. I have you targeted already. There you go. If you bring your ship to complete stop, you can refit your ship. I'm going to refit to a more newbie-friendly loadout. And then I'll update myself if necessary. Stick analysis, before we do our fight, I need to quickly say, make sure you know how the radar works. Top-down radar, your target is that solid triangle that's blinking. It's blinking because I have you targeted. If I'm above you, triangle point up. If I'm below you, triangle point down. Straight ahead is the 12 o'clock location on your radar. So try to keep me there. Once the triangle flips direction, I should be level with your horizon, okay? You got it? And let's see. That's about it. We're going to fly towards each other across the wing line. Once across the wing line, feel free to engage. And before we fight, you have experience with other games? Other space games? If you do, let me know which ones, real quick. Star Citizen and Elite Dangerous usually being the 2 most common ones. Nope, first one. Okay. Perfect. I'm glad that Hunternet's here first. Here we go, mate. Good luck, and let's do this. Okay, you got some good hits there. fight. I'm hanging on with by a thread now. Ah, he got me. Good fight, mate. Not bad at all for a new guy. Okay, I'm gonna level up. Good fight. Make myself a little bit tougher in terms of my weapon. And I'm gonna switch to Jedi mode. I no pips, but now I have a plasma cannon instead of a repair tool. So meet me in the same place and let's do another fight. But these fights are, you know what's crazy? Yeah? What's crazy, Stug Analysis? Found myself on 107 straight BKB monitor books. Oh wow. Ah, that's not too crazy. I'll say this: Hunternet's mouse and keyboard support is really nice. That's what I'm currently using too. With joysticks, you can be equally as effective or even more effective with joysticks than a mouse, and those VKBs are good sticks. But it takes more time to refine a joystick setup than a mouse and keyboard setup. Mouse and keyboard setup, basically, any mouse and keyboard will be decent right off the start. There's really only one setting you have to adjust is your mouse travel setting, and the game automatically adjusts that for you anyways. With a joystick, you have more flexibility, but there's a lot of like tweaking and experimenting to get it just right. So that's the difference. But hey, it's a lot, it's a lot more immersive, I think, with sticks. Let's do this. We'll have to do another duel once you get your VKBs all nice and set up. And there's plenty of really good stick pilots that can give you some tips too. Here we go. I'm gonna try to abuse your biggest weakness, which is getting behind you. Shit, I missed. Oh, too far. Oh. Got him! Oh, good fight. You had me on the ropes, but I managed to get behind you. So, good fight, mate. I try to take advantage of your weakness, which is a normal weakness, especially if you're new to space games, but even if you're not new to space games. I'm sure you were having trouble with the G-forces and keep finding me, so I was purposely trying to get behind you as much as possible. But one little bit of advice I think you did very well for a new player is to start out with, to keep things as simple as possible for you. Try sticking to a single weapon, Vulcan for example, or Gatlin for example. It's just less things to worry about and focus about. And then equip the inertia dampener, DMP. That's the equivalent of giving your pilot like a G-suit. You still have to deal with G-forces, but you have a little bit more tolerance, which will give you a little more time to think and react, which makes it easier for you to learn how to counter the G-forces. But the lessons you learn with DMP are equally applicable without it, so it's a great training tool, and it's useful no matter what. I was actually using it on purpose to get behind you. But yeah, and then with G-forces, you know, you want to switch to your primary direction of acceleration. You know, if you're just going right, go up, go left. Don't keep going the same one so you don't black out. And then going in the opposite direction also helps relieve some of that stress. Your pilot also going forward is your pilot's best direction of acceleration in terms of tolerance, so use that a lot. I'm not sure if you're using power burn. It's F by default on the keyboard, F as in fast. That's where you get your biggest burst of speed. Keep an eye on your fuel. But overall, you did really well. If you haven't already done so, check out the Hunternet Academy series in the main menu and the flight manual in your ship's HUD. Let's see, I see we had somebody... Okay, that was Dave that joined us. Oh yeah, had fun too, mate. You know, you did pretty good. I'm gonna move on to a quick invasion. So I have an event I need to go to later. This puts us all on the same team, all of us against the AI. Let me turn off repair on kill. I'm gonna have no casualties on, which means if any of us dies, it's game over. So that means you want to return back to the capital ship if you take any significant damage. And I do recommend switching to one of the heavier fighters, either the SF-13, the heavy fighter, or the TB-17, the fighter bomber. You can refit anywhere at this point, because in the light fighter, you're much more vulnerable to, you know, dying quickly from a crash or from an ambush from the AI. So it's quite a bit more difficult. So on your radar, you'll see a little house icon, looks kind of like a Monopoly house. That's the location of your carrier. And also, once you have the carrier in sight, once you're within 4 kilometers of the landing deck, the landing lights only turn on if it's an allied carrier. The enemy carrier, those landing lights won't turn on. And of course, once you get in closer, it's going to start opening fire on you, so that'll be a clear warning that you're heading in the wrong direction. But the best one is to look at your radar. Okay. Okay, everybody, hey there, Costa.
Hello.
Join us, we're in the New York server, about to do an invasion run against the AI.
Okay, I'll join you.
Okay.
Just get the setup ready.
Everybody on the server already? You guys got your loadouts ready?
Yep.
Dag analysis, you ready? Okay, we're gonna start. I'll restart it when Costa joins us, but we'll get it going. Okay, the AI is gonna start a little bit at a time, and then more and more of them will start showing up. Careful not to go too deep into enemy base by yourself to analysis. The enemy carrier is fully operational, and the AI will start mobbing you.
I think I'll need your help troubleshooting something.
Okay. Yeah, you having trouble connecting to the game, or?
No, it's the... Oh, okay, I gotta update the game. It's the... what's that called? Stick dampening? Like, I click the button and it doesn't seem to be working. But I went to the settings and actually applied the values. I think it's the standard ones, like 0.5. But the button doesn't seem to be doing anything.
Well, we'll have to look at it later then.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Okay. But yeah, that was my first fight against a human with the new Impact VFX. I have to say that it really worked really nicely during that battle.
When you mean impact effects, it's like the weapons themselves?
Yeah, weapons impacting different things, or your ship impacting different things. Pretty much any time there's the potential of you taking of damage being done, or your weapons hitting an asteroid. You'll see once you get in the game. New shield, and it's also includes new shield effects. It's really nice.
Cool.
And also a lot of optimizations too. Some games should run better.
How hard is optimizing a game?
There's really not one answer. It depends, like so much in games. Sometimes an optimization problem is tricky. Sometimes it's not. It's very unpredictable. Like this one,
Okay.
the optimization I had to do for this was a lot of different things. But to just give you one idea, if you guys are curious, what happened is last weekend, I was busy integrating these new impact VFX, and I noticed that sometimes in the editor things felt a little choppy, but that happens in the editor all the time. So I didn't really think about it. But then when I started playing on the server that Sunday, I was like, wait a second, is it running choppy? What's going on? Especially once I was in a large battle. And I tried to figure out what was going on, and I couldn't figure it out in time, so I had to cancel that update, right? Then the next, I had some theories. That's the first thing you do is like, you theorize.
Speculate, like,
you speculate.
Maybe it's that, maybe it's that.
Yeah, I had a feeling it had to do with the impact VFX. Well, for obvious reasons, the new thing was that.
Of course.
But I couldn't figure out what it was. I mean, they're not that different in a way from the explosions. They're even, and they should be less expensive because they're smaller, right? The more something takes up space on the screen, the more work your GPU has to do to render it.
And the more quantity, right?
Yeah, and the quantity of course matters. And I looked at them and it's like, well, their component parts are really not that different than the explosions. And I had an idea that it was these new switch statements that were inside of them. I told Devon that maybe it's that, just because it was something different. And it ended up being that it was not that. But then the next day I did a trial. Typical thing is to divide and conquer. You just start disabling stuff until the problem goes away. Once the problem goes away, whatever the heck you just disabled, somewhere in there is the root of the problem. And what it was these little special effects. They had these little tables or arrays in programming terms, but these little lists that they used to keep track of themselves. And some of these lists were really big, way bigger than they needed to be. And the reason that was the case is that the word that you need to use for those lists, in most programming language, that word means this is the maximum size.
Oh.
Whereas in Unity, it was this is the actual size it's going to use. So it was basically allocating tons of unused memory. And with a few of them at a time, it wasn't a big deal. But once the number started going past a certain point, you hit a threshold where it's just like tank performance. So
yeah.
So I fixed that problem, and then I found out that actually there was a bunch of other graphical effect performance problems that were much more subtle, and on my system they didn't really make that huge of a difference, but on other systems it was. And so it led me basically down a rabbit hole where I was able to optimize all the VFX in the game, not just the impact ones. So it ended up being actually a good thing. We got a lot of...
That reminds me of a friend that had troubles in a database they were working on, and then when they noticed like all the text variables were all like on varchar max, everything was varchar max on that database, so everything was like, even like a social security number, let's say, which it's like a fixed amount of characters, they would put varchar max in everything for no reason at all.
Yeah, so I must have done like a dozen different optimizations this week. And the other thing I did is it gave me more time also to work on Ivan's impact VFX and make them look better. And we found some other issue with how they were being rendered. So it was a whole lot of stuff. In fact, so much stuff I told Ivan I'm gonna record a video going over all of it with him in technical detail, because it's too much for me to even write down. But it was good. It was a very good thing in the end.
Good.
Man, we're doing pretty good, guys. It was normally somebody's... I'm almost out of ammo here. Everybody be conservative. Watch out, the enemy will follow you home. Star Killer, keep an eye out for the enemy. If any of us die, it's game over. We have 5 minutes, 30 seconds to go. Belgrade, watch out. A lot of AI here. Nobody die. That's number one thing, is don't die. There are some other things I need to get a chance to do. I'm gonna update the default themes in the game to match the ones I'm using in stream right now. I'm gonna update. I didn't have time to update some of the explosion effects because some of them they're still using the older explosion effects that now with the new impact VFX they kind of clash. So I'm gonna update those. But next week I'll be working on the last VFX that Yvonne made that I haven't integrated yet, which is the new speed lines. And then I'm working on bounty hunts, and then I'm working on carriers. So busy.
Oh, nice.
I'm a very busy person.
Carriers.
Now, carriers is a whole. It's a huge amount of work because it's basically it'll be Hunternet's new ship type. It's not flyable by humans, but doesn't mean that wow that was cool. Somebody got a LRM hit right in front of me and it looked amazing.
Yeah, it looks amazing. The impacts.
The impacts look very cool. Yeah, and I did a lot of work on the impacts to make them like look right. How the shield, because it's completely new. How the shield hugs the ship, how it calculates where the hull is hit, and how it does that really cheaply and efficiently. There's a lot of work there.
Those are good keywords. Ship efficiently. Amazing for the
Yeah, well, I always take that into account because, our playtest, there might only be a handful of us, but one of my goals for Hunternet has always been that I want us to have battles that feel like the battles that we're used to seeing in Battlestar Galactica or Star Wars, big fleet battles with a whole lot of stuff going on. So that means the game needs to be able to... Yeah, the game...
20 play, right.
Yeah, the game needs to be able to scale, so it's not just run smoothly when it's a handful of us, but when there's a huge fleet battle going on. Right? So I put a lot of effort into that. So the carriers are going to be key, because it's not only, giving them their flight model and their intelligence, but, it needs to run well even when there's not just one carrier, right? When those... You can imagine that's the optimization is a big deal.
Yo, the shield effects look amazing.
They do, right? Ivan did an amazing job with them.
Oh,
who died?
that was
Belgrade.
Me. Dang it.
Only a minute.
I was on my way back.
He was critical. You were critical. See, I was too busy chatting. Maybe I could have saved you.
We were so close too.
That was a good warm up, guys. 51-65. We almost did it. Now that we've done that warm up, let's Star Killers Costa, right? There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, and Keita, we got a new guy. Or girl, we don't know. Let's see, Keita. Okay, we'll give Keita a nice welcoming.
Warming welcome.
Warm welcome, and then we'll do a team fight.
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
Ever since you explained to me the difference between like the lead and lag pip, now I just gotta use the lag pip. It makes so much more sense when you think about it.
Oh yeah, I like it, especially with this new VFX. Being able to see the impacts on the ship. When you look at them, you can tell. Oh, did I hit his weak shields or did I hit his strong shields?
And it makes sense. Like you're focusing on the target, not like on a radical.
Exactly. It's much more. It's not, and you want to enjoy the art. You want to see the cool ships. You want to see the flames. You want to see the effects. The chunks of hull coming off of them. So I try to. I would make lag the default, except 95% of all space games use lead by default. So that's what people are used to. And every time I tried making lag the default, it caused a lot of confusion. We just give
them the option. Yeah, just give them the option.
Keita's headphones are also disabled, so they can't hear. Yeah, so now you have the option. Yeah, so whoever has the repair can go ahead and shoot me. Yeah, and when you hit people with the repair tool, you get a different shield effect also.
Yeah, someone hit me with it and it was like very cool. The green laser, like the green thing recharging the shield or something, hitting on the shield and making the shield green was really cool.
Yeah.
The effects are really great.
Yeah, and if you hit it, if you use the repair tool on the enemy, then you get the damaging version of the repair tool effects. That's cool. And one really neat thing is that I really like the railgun Like with the railgun, I considered whether or not I should enable or disable the hit confirm sound effect. And at the end, I disabled it for the railgun because it's much more satisfying to wait and see if you see this huge chunk of hull fly off the ship. It's very obvious if you missed or not, if you pay attention. It's almost like with the regular scope, whether or not you see that head pop in a zombie game, right? If you see the head pop,
so
then
you
hit 'em.
changed the how the railgun works then. Oh, gotta try it.
Yeah, the hit confirm. So the game had these hit confirms where when you hit somebody, your ship would run a little alarm that went beep, right? And if you hit them in the weak spot, it would go to boop. Now those hit confirm sounds only play for the homing missiles, because for those you don't always have the opportunity to see if you hit or not. So for everything else, you need to just visually confirm with your eyeballs, did I hit or did I not hit? There's also a sound when the impact happens, but it's the world sound rather than alarm. I'm sure some people might take some time to get used to it. I'm still getting used to it myself, but I feel once you get used to it, it's just more immersive and it sort of pulls you more into the game. And that means that all the other alarm sounds don't have to compete with that old alarm sound. That's the idea behind it. Okay, K-Tat, you can hear me now. I'm going to switch it real quick to free-for-all. Meet me above the center of the map. The center being between the two capital ships, above... Oh, you're already there. Above the asteroids.
Don't mind me, I'll just be spectating.
Leave the AI alone. So we're going to do our first little duel. Be a good way for me to see what level of experience you have. Before we start our duel here, make sure you know how to work. The radar works simple. I'm the solid triangle in front of you. If I'm above you, the triangle will point up. If I'm below you, triangle point down. 12 o'clock position means I'm in front of you. Blinking means that I have you targeted. When the triangle flips direction and it's in front of you, that means I should be right on your horizon, okay? And before we start, what games besides Hunternet, space games, do you primarily come from? Star Citizen, Elite Dangerous? Good for me to know. Or is Hunternet your first space sim? Okay, Elite Dangerous and Star Citizen. Okay, so you know what you're doing. I'm gonna experience level from 1 to 10. 10 being God's best pilot, 1 being complete newbie. Where would you rank yourself? 2. Okay. Let me. I'm gonna switch to the repair tool. And yeah, they will start a fight. That's good. Being a new player in a way, is an envious thing because that means you get to have all the fun of learning Hunter as a new player. Okay, here we go. We're gonna fly past each other's wing lines. Engage immediately as we pass. Good luck.
What you just said reminded me when I started playing Elite. I think my best time in Elite was when I was learning.
Yeah, no, it's totally the case. I mean, at the end of the day, a big part of what, there's a lot of things that make games fun, but a huge part of it is that satisfaction you get of watching yourself get better and better. So that's often
actually in Elite it's not like getting better, it's just like learning what the fuck is going on around
you.
Because like there's so much going on, and then like the guardians and stuff, all that stuff, and then you're starting slowly like unlocking them and understanding what's going on, and everything was just so cool to learn and find out.
Exactly. Yeah, discovering the sense of awe of seeing something for the first time. That's always a special time.
Like, when you say that you'd like to forget a song just so you can hear it for the first time again. With Elite, I'd like to have that same feeling, like forget entirely about the game just to experience again the start, the learning curve.
I think Keita got knocked out unconscious there.
Yeah, he likes to do that.
You can also, if you're using mouse and keyboard, if you scroll forward on your mouse wheel, you'll get the scope view, which will help you find your target as well, but we'll explain that to you later. I am right here. close. Okay. I got Keita. Okay, good fight, mate. Let's do one more. This time, I'm going to switch to the bomber and make myself a little bit less maneuverable. I think that'll be good for you. I see that probably the biggest problem you're having was keeping eyes on target and dealing with your G-forces. Am I right with that, Keita? It's a pretty normal new player challenge. I recommend if you bring your ship to complete stop that you refit and change one of your third hardpoint, change it to DMP, short for inertia dampener. That's basically like giving your pilot a G-suit. Let them pull more Gs. It'll make it a little bit easier for you to get used to Hunternet's G-force modeling. The recommendation is try switching to just a single weapon. Just so you only have to worry about one pip instead of 2 pips. Pips are the little things you aim with. And once you're ready, meet me above those big asteroids again. We'll do one more duel. I switched to a bomber. That makes me a little bit less maneuverable, so it should be a little bit easier for you to keep eyes on me. But if you haven't done so already, I highly recommend the Hunternet Academy series in the main menu and the flight manual that's built into the game. Plus, on the Discord, don't be shy, post, ask for tips, ask for help. There's built-in head tracking called Padlock. With a little bit of practice, that'll also be very useful for you, helping you keep track of people. All I can think of... Okay. Yeah, but don't feel discouraged. Meet me above the big asteroid.
That video academy is really good, actually. I should have watched the video about the G-forces a while ago, because I did not know that it was more impactful on the pilot, like going down, and that going up compared to going up.
Exactly. Yeah, no, that's very
But it makes
useful.
sense. It makes sense when you think about it.
Okay, Keita, I'm right behind you. Come to a stop and turn around and face me. Let me review real quick. So here I am, right? Whoa! Almost crashed. So I'm right on. Hey dude, hope the game's going well. Hey Quimmesh, it's going very well. So this is what it looks like when I'm in front of you, right? Here's when I'm above you. The target triangle's pointing up. When I'm below, just don't move or anything. Now it's pointing below. Try to get my target right there in the area of the circle that's from the center of the circle all the way to the top of the circle. Then I should be facing you. Okay. And if you lose sight of me, you can also press F as in fast to do power burn, and accelerate away from me, sort of put some distance and then turn around and look for me. Okay. Enough talking. Let's do another one. When you're ready, come at me. And let's do our duel. Once we pass each other's wings, we'll begin the fight. There we go. Good luck. Yeah, the game's going well, Quimmesh. Just this build introduced a lot of really nice performance improvements on the graphical side of things, and then some beautiful new VFX that Ivan made for weapons and ship impacts. And for the shields too, which you'll see here when I try to shoot Keita here. Or when they hit me. See, those are the new shield impacts you saw there on right in front of my cockpit. Yeah, zoom in and try to give you a good view. Oh. Yeah. I tested VR this morning to make sure all the new stuff was running smoothly there, and it looked great. But yeah, there you can see the impacts on the top of Keita's cockpit there. Oh, good hits there, Keita. Keita, hit the rock. Where did they go? Lost them. Oh, there they are. Lose sight, lose fight. Oh, that's a nice.
Eyes on the target, right?
That's right. Keep an eye on the target. Shoot them when you see the whites of their eye. When you say the glint of their cockpit, in this case. With motion sickness, the old blue map is the one that's gonna give you the least amount of motion sickness because everything's far away and it's just black, a lot of pitchness of black from space, so your brain won't register the motion quite as much as when you're flying near an asteroid.
Yeah, but the brightness of the stars, sometimes it fucks me up. I lose a target because like it's going into the sun.
Oh yeah, definitely. Woo! Ooh, good hits there, Keita. Oh my.
Oh.
Am I a goner? Come on, Snapper, hold it together. Hold it together. No. Oh, their light is pretty low. Ah, there we go. Good job, Keita. So, I highly recommend watching those videos and practice against the bots. But you did good, you did good. Don't be worried if playing against humans is really hard, because we have attracted some of the very, very best PvP pilots in Hunternet. So it'll be a while before you're able to tangle with them 1v1. But just practice with the AI and try to find a buddy that's into the game or somebody from our community to practice with. And enjoy the experience of, mastering your ship. Let's do just like 2 minutes of invasion just to give Keita a little warm up. My pleasure, Keita. And then we'll do a team match. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll do a 3v3. Okay. This is just gonna be a little warm up. Get your ship set up. Highly recommend either the heavy fighter or the bomber for this mode, but you can fly whatever you like.
Okay, I'm not gonna be the one.
Oh, I had to wrap it up already? 11? No, I still have time. We're leaving at 12.
11:45, and you don't even have to shower?
Okay, hold on. I do. Okay, well, invasion just got canceled because I do have something I need to go to. So we're gonna switch straight to the team fight. Bots are off. We're meeting some friends of ours that we haven't seen in over a year and just had a baby, so I can't play much longer. But the bots are off. No casualties is off. And let's see what teams we're gonna use here. So if I tell you to switch teams, yeah, everybody against me. No, everybody against Lord Doodoo. No, that'd be too bad. Okay, so how about Star Killer switch teams?
Sure. Just
Bottom refit menu.
yeah. Okay, team. Yeah, okay.
Okay. Stag analysis, switch teams. Okay, these will be the teams. So Keita, Cutie, Belgrade, and me. We have the advantage of numbers, but we have Keita, who's the newest player, and then you guys have one new player too, but they're a little bit more experienced than Keita. We'll see how even it is. Head over to your friendly carrier, just the Monopoly house, on your radar. And then I'm going to drag Star Killer, Lord Doodoo, and Stug Analysis into their own voice channel, so they don't overhear us. Good luck, guys. Okay, just us. Days, you're not in game, huh? I just noticed that. Okay, so Kata, since this is gonna be the duel was obviously more difficult than going against the AI. If the duel was you know, a few times more difficult than going against the AI, a team fight is many times more difficult than going against AI. So get ready for a crucible. It's gonna be challenging. What I recommend you do is focus primarily on staying alive, and let Belgrade, Cutie, and I take the brunt of the fight whenever possible, and just try to focus on supporting us. You'll see us highlighted on your HUD as number 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you're in trouble, either fly towards one of us or fly towards the carrier. Try to use your power burn and your speed as sort of a safety net. Doesn't mean the enemy can't follow you, but you know, you try to get away when you can. And then the other thing we're gonna avoid is going too deep into enemy territory. I wish I had more time, but since I'm short on time, we're just gonna go ahead and go and do the best we can as a team. Just have fun. If we lose, we'll still learn something. It's still fun. Let's see if they're ready. I'm gonna switch my ship. Good luck, have fun. Here we go, guys. Cutie and I will take the front. Don't follow Cutie. She likes to go in really deep in enemy base, but she can handle it better than most. So, but I'm gonna try to stay on our half of the map for the most part. Okay, we got a.
Coming around.
We have a heavy with the railgun powered up. Watch out, Cutie. I think they have you targeted. Going in. Good kill, Cutie.
There he is.
Okay, I got a kill on the Steg Analysis. Oh, 3-0. Good job, guys. Kata, watch out. Kata needs help. Hey Dad, right now would be a good time for you to break off. Since they switched targets to Belgrade. Head for home, go for repairs. If you need them.
They're coming after me too.
Belgrade, I'm trying to clear your 6.
Don't hit it! Don't hit it! Oh.
Okay, one of them broke off, but I think there was 2 of them on you, so watch out.
Still under attack.
Belgrade's critical. Is Cutie. Okay, I'm gonna head for home. Oh, Oh shoot, I'm in trouble. Going down for repairs. We have our broadcast signals on, guys. I forgot that.
Oh.
Okay. Oh. Kata's low. Gonna cover you, Kata. Coast is clear. Head for the carrier, I'll cover you. If you fly in a straight line, Belgrade will be able to repair you more easily. Those.
I don't think I've ever hit anybody with that.
Belgrade, first, your microphone is super low. I think I have you boosted at 200 and I can still... Yeah, I have you at 200.
Oh, I had me turned down. Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
Oh!
Hey, Lord, doo-doo, leave. Hey, Box.
It's already 40.
I know.
You
Well,
really-
they said that we can leave a little late. It's okay. Nothing in the world. She said so. Take your time. She said.
That's not. People waiting for you, and I have to.
Okay. I'll sit out this fight then. We're winning anyways. Okay. Sorry guys. I have to get going. But our team is up and our team has more people, so it's only fair. Disconnect and end the stream. Hey there, Box. The new VFX is in and it looks beautiful.
Nice.
And I did like 12 different performance upgrades having to do with VFX after I found that big performance problem last week.
Oh yeah, that already looks great. I just started shooting stuff as soon as I spawned.
Yeah, and then the hit confirm sound effects are gone except for long range missiles and short range missiles, because I found it still useful with those because a lot of times you can't see easily if you're hitting them. But for everything else, including railguns, you have to visually see if you hit. But with the new VFX, it's very easy to see that you're hitting, and so I think it works just fine. And it's much more. It really sucks you into the game. It makes you appreciate the art a lot better too. So I think it turned out really nicely.
Yeah, this looks fantastic. Start shooting.
I gotta get going because we're meeting a friend who just had a baby and I haven't seen him in a long time. Yeah. I'll talk to you guys later. And have fun.
Thank you.
See ya.
Yeah.
Whose mic is going on?
Oh, I'm out of bullets.
You've almost killed me. Why are you running away?
Oh.
Just finish me off already, like holy shit. Or not, I guess. Haha.
Do not question my power to disappear. And think of running.